Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Series for May 4th, 1991. And certainly, we are moving quite along the 1991 path, which is not a bad thing. There are good things still in the Superstars vein in through, I'd say it dies sometime in 94. But anyway, we move through to the tag team champions and the Rockers going at it. The Nasty Boys and the Rockers. Pretty big match. I don't know if it's a sweep type thing or what that looks like. But there does seem to be a pattern of syndicated shows having good matches part of the year and having throwaway matches the rest of the year. And this is a good run for the Superstars brand. I think these are actually from the UK, if I remember correctly, these particular episodes I'm watching. But anyway, there are some Irish whips, foot up by Jannetty. Jannetty with a bulldog pretty quickly, and Sags comes in, Michaels comes in, everybody kind of going at it, and it looks like the Rockers have a pretty good shot at winning. Referee out of position during the early stages. Arm wringer and work on the arm for a couple of minutes by Jannetty. Jannetty gets a tag off to Michaels. Michaels does a slide through crotch at the post, and that leads in a positive direction for the Rockers. Big back body drop, and the Rockers clear house. The helmet is grabbed by Sags. Sags uses or tries to use that, and a disqualification victory for the Rockers is what we have here. But anyway, so the Rockers don't get everything they want, they get enough. Anyhow, so we go back, and the squashing of Jake Roberts' snake is reviewed. Damien has been murdered on national television due to a butt splash. I kid you not, this is a thing. We move on to the Texas Tornado in there with an enhancement talent. Not a good match, just really basic, and Tornado really, as I've mentioned before, never gets back to going in a positive direction consistently. A few takedowns and a discus punch. Warlord does I say an inset promo. Ted DiBiase does a promo on Virgil, wanting to eliminate Virgil. Virgil not being very intelligent. British Bulldog hypes up an upcoming match or series of matches without locations with Mr. Perfect. Calls himself undefeated for the past several months. We go to Colonel Mustafa with General Adnan. Mustafa, otherwise known as the Iron Sheik. Punch, kick, gut wrench, suplex. Inset promo from Duggan. Duggan promises to avenge the USA. Keep in mind that Sergeant Slaughter still part of that trio. Brutal reverse suplex and a camel clutch by the Colonel Mustafa, giving him the victory he so desperately desires. Ultimate Warrior talks about not fearing death, not fearing anything, getting ready to be officially done with the benefit of the Undertaker once and for all. Brutus Beefcake coming back with a barbershop interview segment. That ultimately leads to, about a year and a half of him hyping a return, which eventually happens in ring in early 1993. Virgil in an enhancement match uses some arm bars, arm locks, hammer locks, and the like. Enhancement talent does get a few offensive maneuvers, so Virgil doesn't look like he's over inundated. He does use the $1 Million Dream and a dive over the top rope to gain a victory. Speaking of over the top rope, the Berserker, otherwise known as the Viking, depending on who you're listening to, with Mr. Fuji. Punches, kicks, running kicks, and a toss over the top rope, the extent of his offense throughout. Hulk Hogan keeps calling Paul Bearer Dr. Bearer on the funeral parlor. Don't quite understand that. Says Hulkamania is bigger than anything, the strongest force in the universe, and bigger than death. IRS does a vignette where he talks primarily about the tax cheating of various people, trying to deduct charity that he doesn't think is proper charity, etc. and so forth. Bret Hart gets ready in an enhancement match here, flips him over, drops the elbow, leg drop, a backbreaker, and a shot across the throat with an elbow, and the sharpshooter for a victory. Bret Hart getting ready for SummerSlam. Mr. Fuji is alongside the Orient Express as part of the event center, and Fuji talks about them doing Hindu squats, being up at 4 in the morning. Big Boss Man, who has the final promo of the day, talks about law, order, and justice, and wanting to see justice for the entire World Wrestling Federation. Kind of mentions the Mountie at the very end, but doesn't really go that far. Their main angle starts within a couple of weeks here. But until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.